everyone. Welcome to Positive Action, Week 9, Day 1. As you can see, I do not have my brother here today. He's working, so he didn't have time to make the videos with me. So that's a little sad, but that's okay. We'll have fun anyways. Matthew went back to school, so he is now in Missouri. So my replacement camera person is my sister, Kathy. Kathy, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I think that you may have met Kathy just before spring break when she came in and volunteered in our room. So she has graciously offered to be the camera person today. So say hi to Kathy. Hi, Kathy. And then, of course, as usual, we have our friend Ace.
I can't pan over to him.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting there, so hopefully he will be quiet today and not disruptive. So, today we are going to finish up with our last fruit for our Fruits of Friendship trees. As you all know, I love to make trees, and here we are, and here is our last fruit, which is a lemon. So, I hope you noticed I put a few leaves on the tree this time, too. So, Kathy, what do you think the lemon stands for? Do you have a guess?
Well, lemons are sour, so that doesn't fit.
So what would be the opposite of sour?
Sweet.
So if you're sweet and you go, ha, 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 what does that mean you're doing? What are you doing, Ace? You're laughing at something. So this lemon represents us having humor in our lives. I'm thinking, Kathy, I should probably label all these so that we know what those are. But we'll talk about those in our next lesson. So, humor. It's always a good thing to have humor in your life, right, Kathy?
Definitely.
Because if things aren't funny, or if you don't find fun or joy in things, it can make life pretty dull. Now, sometimes we do things which other people might find funny, and it means, maybe we don't find it that funny, but sometimes you have to learn to laugh at yourself. So we're going to talk about a boy named Sammy and about how he found humor in his life. So the name of our story is It's Not That Funny. When Sammy tripped on absolutely nothing in the middle of the floor and spilled a glass of milk and sent the cat yelling into the kitchen, everybody laughed. It's not that funny, said Sammy, and even though he hadn't hurt himself, he stomped out of the room. Ooh, kind of sounds like he was mad that people were laughing at him. Don't you think, Kathy?
I think so.
Yeah. When Miss Filani asked her second graders how many eggs in a dozen, Sammy answered incorrectly, and everybody laughed. It's not that funny, Sammy said, and he put his head down on his desk. Mrs. Ordway, the music teacher, signaled for the class to stop singing, and Sammy didn't. Everybody laughed. It's not that funny, said Sammy, and slammed his music book shut. Oh dear, Sammy has a problem, Miss Ordway said to Miss Filani. He takes everything too seriously, she said. Sammy lets the little things bother him, Miss Filani told his mother, and Sammy's mother said she quite agreed. Sammy sees only the grumpy side of things, Sammy's mother told his father. His feelings are hurt too easily. Sometimes our feelings can get hurt easily, right? And we just have to figure out a way to get around that. His father said, I know, his feelings are hurt easily. Well, said his mother. Well, what? Asked his father. Well, what are we going to do about it? So one evening when Sammy was playing at his friend's house, his family had a meeting. His mother and father, his brother Alex, and his sister Judy all sat around the kitchen table. Even the cat was there, perched on Sammy's empty chair. The topic of discussion? What should we do about Sammy's sense of humor? For a long time, no one spoke. Then, just before Sammy was about to come home, someone said, I have an idea. And they buzzed and talked and planned until Sammy walked through the door. The next morning, at breakfast, when his mother poured syrup in her coffee instead of cream. Everybody laughed, including Sammy. "It's not that funny," she said, and she stomped to her bedroom. "What's wrong with her?" asked Sammy. When someone noticed that Alex had on one blue sock and one green sock, everybody laughed, including Sammy. "It's not that funny," Alex said, and he threw his napkin in his cereal and stomped out of the room. "Ooh, what a grouch," said Sammy. He was beginning to see what it was like to be around others when they didn't have a sense of humor. When Judy put the bread in the freezer and the ice cream in the bread box, everybody laughed, including Sammy. "It's not that funny," Judy said, and she slammed the freezer door and stomped out of the room. And Sammy said, "Hey, it's not that big a deal. Lighten up." Soon Sammy figured out that we all make little mistakes. And when he didn't take himself so seriously, it made him feel better. So when he took the phone book to school by mistake and left his reading book at home, he laughed hard. And when he pulled a stack of newspapers on top of himself, because he just wanted the one on the bottom, and then lost his balance because the papers were falling, which made him put one foot in the cat's empty food dish and made him tumble head over first in the cushy armchair of the couch, Sammy laughed really hard. Sammy laughed and laughed and laughed until his side hurts and he was out of breath. Then he laughed some more. Pretty soon, the whole family was laughing. As far as anyone knows, they haven't stopped. And Sammy never said again, "It's not that funny." Oh, well, that's a good lesson to learn. So I'm going to tell you a story about what I did one time and how some people in my family, I'm thinking of my two sisters, thought it was pretty funny. Of course, first they were worried that I was hurt, and I wasn't. We were visiting, Kathy and I were visiting my sister Mary Ellen in New York, and we decided to go to, I think it was the Bronx Zoo.
Or Central Park.
Oh, first we were in Central Park, and we were just walking along, and I tripped over nothing and fell down. And Kathy was worried that I got hurt, and Mary Ellen, who had been walking a little bit ahead of us, came running back, and I was just laughing because it was so silly because there was nothing on the road. Then later, I can't remember, Kathy, if it was the next day or if it was that same day, we went to the Bronx Zoo, and I was walking along with Kathy, and I walked right into a tree. And we had a pretty good laugh about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all kind of do things that are silly. Kathy, can you think of anything that you've done like that?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was at work, and we had a patient that was discharging and was very crabby because it was taking so long.
Kathy's a nurse.
So I walked through the room, and I didn't notice that somebody had put this footstool, and I went flying over it. And so everybody was worried. Nobody would laugh. And I got up howling. And I told the man who was so crabby, because even he was giggling, and I said, "See, I did that just to put you in a better mood."
See? And that's having a sense of humor, where you can see how silly things like that are they can be kind of funny, as long as you don't take everything so seriously. So, for your assignment today, I just want you to draw a lemon for our friendship tree. And as you can see, I put our lemon on our tree, so that's your assignment for today. So, thanks everybody. Make sure all your actions are positive ones, and we'll see you next time.